Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Spencer, Fragrant King, and I've got a collection video for you. And this collection is my MIIC collection. So all of my MIIC bottles are behind me, and we're going to break them down, what they're mimicking, what they smell like, what the longevity is, the story behind MIIC, where to find them, why I have such a large collection, and etc. So stay tuned, and we're going to discuss MIIC. I'm back with the MIIC collection. So time to dive in. I have quite a collection of MIIC. I've actually had more, and I've gotten rid of several. And there may even be some in these that I might get rid of still. I kind of go through them. However, I did start realizing I was accumulating quite a few, and I have not really talked about them even on my Instagram, just in passing in stories. So I wanted to actually break down my collection. We're going to start with our small bottles and go into the large bottles and explain from there. To kick it off, I did say I was going to start with the small bottles. There are two sizes of bottles. There is a 3.4 ounce bottle, and it even says 3.4 ounce 100 ml. And then there is a 1.7 ounce 50 ml. So there are two size bottles. I think there might even be a smaller bottle, but I've not seen any of them that I know of, but there could be. I believe there even is like a 1 ounce bottle. There's also little rollerball, like tester bottles as well. Originally, when these rolled out, they were only $12.99 for the big bottle. And that was when they were coming out at TJ Maxx and Marshall's in just small amounts. And then they started to get popular online. I first learned about MIIC actually on one of my fragrance groups that I follow on Facebook. I never did even heard about them on Instagram. And then they started to gain traction on Instagram. And it kind of became like this cult thing where we were like trying to seek out the cheapies, because cheapies started to get really popular. And the area that I actually keep all these behind me is like all my cheapie fragrances or gifted fragrances. A lot of that's what's in this cabinet behind me. So MIIC is MIIC Fragrance Laboratories. These are compounds. So like this is compound 39. And then it explains what it's a blend of, and then it's an eau de parfum concentration, and the oils are usually all 20%. So they say like eau de parfum, oil concentration 20%, and then it gives you ingredients and then tells you the size. It's in a clear bottle. Otherwise, they have these white lids that pop off, and then the sprayer. Again, MIICs are found in TJ Maxx and Marshall's. I found my very first MIIC in TJ Maxx, and then I pretty much predominantly find them at Marshall's from now on. I still see them at TJ Maxx, but I'm finding more new ones at Marshall's, and my very first small bottle I found out of Marshall's when I was out of town. I have, as of right now in my collection, 6 small bottles. 9 larger bottles. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 15 bottles of MIIC. However, I have had probably 10 or 12 that I've let go. I will pop up which MIICs I have let go and what they were mimicking. Again, that's going to be popping up. The reason I've let a MIIC go is because it's an imitation of a fragrance that I have, and imitation wasn't good enough, or it was too similar and I'm like, I'm not going to wear this, or I just didn't end up liking the MIIC. There were several of them. Again, I'm shooting this right now and I don't have that up in real person. It's going to pop up when the video is. So I'm going to go off of memory, but like I know I had 31. I think that's the number. It was the imitation of Billie Eilish's Eilish. It smelled pretty much just the same, but it had piss poor longevity. Like when I sprayed it on my skin, it lasted all of a minute, and it got this weird like funky cocoa coffee vibe. I didn't like it. Also, I know I'm going to have up there 57. 57 was one of my first large bottles that I got. It was an imitation of Kayali's Yum Pistachio Gelato. Smells exactly like it, but it had no longevity, like 3 minutes. I'm not kidding you. You sprayed it on you, and we'll give it half an hour. It was gone. So that's why I let that one go. And I know another one that I'll have up there is 32, which was the Sol de Janeiro dupe imitation MIIC. And I just didn't like the way it smelled. It was like a watered down version of that Sol de Janeiro, and I just didn't love it. And there's a couple others up there that I had that I just let go. So that is going to be right up here to let you guys know what I had and got rid of and what they imitated. Now, everything I have, we're going to go through individually. There are not fragrance notes or anything of MIIC. The MIIC is not on Fragrantica. it typically is your fragrance notes are on the bottle and we are finding out what they imitate. Again, MIIC is mimicking fragrances. So this is an affordable option for popular fragrances. I don't know if on YouTube they have issues with people saying dupe. However, I know that I can't say that on Instagram because they block your page. However, I am going to use the word imitation and mimic as much as I possibly can. That way I get it across. So when I got my first MIIC fragrance, I was limited. There was only like 4 that were out, like 99, 52, 79, or 97. I don't even remember. But the ones that I don't have, you will notice I got rid of a lot of my early on MIICs. I've kept a few. I did say I wanted to start with a small bottle, so we're going to kick off with the small bottles, which I actually think are smarter because these big bottles are kind of a waste. But we'll start off with my first small bottle that I actually purchased at Marshall's, and it was 74. There is a small bottle in the note that I posted earlier of bottles that I let go of, and I will try to make sure that it says the small bottles. But this is the first small bottle that I kept, and this is 74. 74 is a blend of strawberry floral, and this is mimicking Fleur's strawberry letter. So the excitement for me is I don't have strawberry letter. I've never smelled strawberry letter. So this was like getting a new perfume. This is one of my favorites. I have a pretty good dent in this. This is really sweet, strawberry, floral. I have no complaints. It is just phenomenal. I love it. I like to wear it. I have since found it in a larger bottle, but I'm not out of this one, so I don't feel like I need to spend the money for a larger bottle. Again, to backtrack, originally when the larger bottles came out, they were $12.99. They got popular. They jumped all the way up to $19.99. Then the smaller bottles came out at $16.99. Well, now you can get the smaller 1.7 ounce bottles for $14.99, and the larger bottles are down to $16.99. Now, pretty much everywhere you go, you're going to find the larger bottles for $16.99, these for $14.99. Another small one that I have, this one has got my largest dent out of everything, and that is 107. 107 is a blend of peachy fruits. I bought this at a TJ Maxx out of town, and it was also one of the first smaller bottles that I found. And this is Kimoji Peach. So Kim Kardashian used to have a line called KKW Fragrances. One of her lines was her emoji fragrances. Like she had the cherry and she had the peach. So this was Kimoji Peach. This is a variation of Kimoji Peach from KKW, Kim Kardashian. I also never got to smell that one. Love this. This is one of my favorites. I wear the crap out of this. It doesn't have the best longevity, neither does 74. And I'll kind of just flat out say all of the MIIC fragrances don't have amazing longevity. They're really made to layer the actual fragrance they're mimicking, and they're also made to layer each other. But some of them have better longevity than some. I will say 107 is one of the better longevities. It actually stands out, and I could wear it throughout the day. But 107 is so good. I love a good peach fragrance, and I love how pretty this is. This is a really, really good one. So if you're at TJ Maxx or Marshalls and you see 74 or 107, they are my biggest recommendations. They smell amazing, especially in the small bottles. But there's others that I highly recommend, but 107, if you see it, grab it. Don't even think about it. It's just freaking great. Now, this is actually a small bottle that is really strong. My first introduction to 63 by MIIC was actually in the body spray. I didn't see the perfume. So I bought the body spray, and it was like sunscreen in a bottle. It smelled like you were spraying sunscreen on yourself. It is the most true beachy fragrance I have ever smelled. 63 is a blend of sun-kissed coconut. This is imitating, and I might be wrong, so I've been told it's imitating Vacation by whatever that brand is. Again, I'll pop it up. And everything's going to get popped up with what it's imitating. But that Vacation fragrance, that's what this supposedly is imitating. I've smelled that, and yeah, I get that. It's like a coconut sunscreen. But you guys, when I had the body spray of this and I had my pool in the summer, I would take the body spray out to the pool and spray my body with it. yeah, I wore sunscreen, but I wore the 63 body spray and it just smelled good along with the chlorine. And if you know, you know, like chlorine and sunscreen and that beachy hair. It was so nice. Like I regret not bringing this with me on my recent cruise that I went on because this would have been phenomenal in the sun and with the beach, but I didn't bring it. I wish I had, but I'm excited to wear the perfume this summer because I didn't have the perfume in the summer and now I do. I actually let the body spray go, but I'm not letting the fragrance go. The perfume is staying. I have not seen it yet in a bigger bottle, but I don't wear this a lot because you have to be in the mood for it. You have to want to smell like sunscreen. Same thing with the next one. This is one number lower, 62. This is also one of my favorite smaller bottles. 62 is a compound blend of coconut gourmand. So this is one of the strongest mimics ever. This lasts hours. This is also potent AF. So this is imitating a Sol de Janeiro fragrance. The one that it's imitating, from what I've read, and I will pop it up, is, and I might be wrong on what it is, I pop up what things are when I edit the video, so sometimes I say it wrong when I'm filming it, but I think it's imitating that blue bottle of Coco Cabana by Sol de Janeiro. I think that's called 39. I had it and it was just too nutty, coconutty for me, and it was pretty, but I didn't like it enough. It is so rich and decadent. This smells like you are spraying buttered popcorn on you. It's like a gourmand, so it's got like a sweet bite to it. It is very food-like, which I don't remember that Sol de Janeiro being like that, so maybe this is just a little amplified. Yeah, it is strong AF, and it's good, but it is strong. Now, this one, 86, I kind of only bought this because 86 is my birth year. This is a Tonka Orchid. I don't remember right off the top of my head what this is imitating. It will be popped up. Tonkin Orchid. I don't love this one. This is one I may let go. I again don't know what this is imitating. I don't necessarily like this. This isn't bad, but it's a little too, I don't know, woody for me. But I've held on to it because it's 86, which is my birth year. But I might declutter this one. And if you want to know where I declutter my mimics, I declutter them on my Mercari page. And they don't last long. When I sell them on my Mercari, they go quick. And I usually have one girl who buys all of them. So if I do decide to list any of them, I'll let you know because they will go quickly. My last small one, and I do know what this one is. This is 108, which I have since found this one in a larger bottle, but I have not bought it. 108 is a blend of warm vanilla syrup, and this is an imitation of Kayali's Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. And they smell identical. Identical. It smells just like Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. Pop the notes up, and I will pop up the comparison. Smells identical. Like, there's no comparison. And, of course, Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar also smells like La Belle by Jean-Paul Gaultier. So this also smells like La Belle. It's a good mix of both. I do say this one blends a little bit more on the vanilla syrup. Vanilla syrupy smell. It is very good. I like it. I actually layered it a couple of times with Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar and chef's kiss. Phenomenal. And I also really like to layer this with Yum Bougie Marshmallow. Really good. Now let's dive into my large bottles. And I've had the most large bottles. I think I've only gotten rid of one or two small bottles. This one is 80. Compound 80 is a blend of sweet gourmand fruit. This is supposed to be mimicking Ariana Grande's Cloud. I do not get Cloud at all. I had Cloud. It was okay. Didn't love it. I let it go. I like Cloud 2.0 and I like Pink Cloud. However, this I have held on to because it really truly just smells like its own fragrance. It gives me nuances, yes, of Cloud. It's kind of got that Baccarat sweet, but it's just a fruity, sweet fragrance, and I really, really like it. I don't wear it a lot, but it is really good, and I just feel like it's so fresh and it's clean. I don't see 80 a lot. For a while, I saw 80, but it's not as popular anymore in the stores. Again, like I said, I resell on Mercari. You can find a lot of the bottles on Mercari for a decent price. Some people sell them a little too much, but yeah, 80 is one of my favorites. It's good. I kept it in a big bottle because I love it. This was like the first one I got. I got 3 when I bought them all at once. I bought 99, 52, and no, I bought 99 and 79, which was in my ones I let go of, which was the Tom Ford Lost Cherry. I bought 99 and 79 at the same time, like 2 years ago. And then I got 57 and 52. Anyways, 99 is a compound blend of amber floral wood. This is the one that's most popular. Everybody sees it. It's probably still at a TJ Maxx and Marshalls right now. This is the Burberry Her slash Baccarat Rouge BR540 dupe. This smells more to me like Baccarat than it does Burberry Her, but on my skin, it smells more like Burberry Her. It's weird. Like the sniff test, it's like, oh yeah, that's Baccarat. But then like when it's on my skin, I'm like, no, that's Burberry Her. And I like it. I don't like Burberry Her. I think it's too fruity and plain. And I also don't like Baccarat at all. The good thing about this, on skin, it's more of like that ambery sweetness, like a mixture of Her and BR540. If you mix them and made it way sweeter, that's 99. So that's why I've held on to 99. I like all the Her flankers, like Her Elixir, Her Intense. Those are great. Those are my favorites. This is not like those, but this has nuances of it. Same thing with this having nuances of Baccarat. But on my skin, it's really sweet and I really like it. So that's why I've kept it. Now, this next one is actually 3. This is their Burberry Her imitation. This is a blend of sweet fruits and floral. To me, this does not smell, and I just got this one. This is my most recent one. This doesn't smell anything like Burberry Her. I don't get Burberry Her at all. I get a really pretty fruity floral fragrance. Like it is a fruits and floral, sweet fruits and floral. I don't get Burberry Her at all. I have an imitation of Burberry Her through Oakcha, and it doesn't smell like Burberry Her either. It's pretty. It's a really good fruity floral. But, I mean, kind of maybe in the dry down, you get a little Burberry Her. You also get a little bit of Baccarat, but you also get a little bit of Cloud. I just think it's its own. That's the thing I like about 3 and that I like about 99. Yeah, they're imitating those fragrances, but they smell like their own. And the same thing with 80. And I also feel like these 3 can layer really well, especially 80 and 3. They smell freaking great together. Like I just sprayed 3 on my inner arm. Let's spray 80 on my inner arm. Boom. Like that mixture, boom. So good. This one is my favorite. This is also the only Mimic that I bought a backup bottle of. And it's the only Mimic that I have the body oil of. There are body oils, body sprays, and lotions. And I think there's maybe even like hand cream. Not lotion, but hand cream. Anyways, 52. 52 is my favorite Mimic, hands down. 52 is the blend of sweet strawberry milk. So we all know what this is imitating. Crybaby Milk by Melanie Martinez. So this, to me, is the closest to the Melanie Martinez Crybaby perfume. I have the Oakja imitation, Praise the Perfume, and it doesn't smell anything like this. They don't even have an ounce of similarity. They are not alike at all whatsoever. Praise the Perfume is really citrus and lemony and bitey. This is true, like milky strawberry milk and cream and fruit. This is phenomenal. This is one of my favorite fragrances ever. I don't have a huge dent in it because my sprayer on this bottle of 52 is really complicated AF. It pops off a lot. It messes up. That's another thing. These bottles are not constructed well. The lids sometimes are crooked on them, like my lid on 107, as you see, is crooked AF. All of the atomizer holders are really crooked. Let me tell you how many times I've tried to buy a fragrance from them and I don't get it because the bottle is so badly damaged. 52, my backup bottle, actually is sealed in tape in my backups because it was the first time I saw a 52 in a while. 52 is probably the most rare, and it's the one that resells for the highest ticket. But when I saw a backup and it was on clearance, it was only $12, and it was on clearance because the bottle was jacked up. But I did a lot of work on it, dried it off the best I could, and it's in my backups. But 52 is the only one I have a backup of because if this goes away and I can never find it again, I will be sad. This is so good. I also wear it sparingly because it is so good. I just love it. I sometimes come in my closet and pull it out of my collection just to sniff it because I love 52. It is phenomenal. And if this is what Crybaby milk smells like, or Crybaby or milk, whatever, this is great. I would spend the money for that. But I have people in the community that actually have the Melanie Martinez fragrance, and they all say 52 smells the closest. So I trust them. Love 52. My favorite. This is one of my other new ones. This one I really like, and this one was actually one my husband made me buy. This is 44. So 44 is a blend of warm ginger gourmands, and this is Joe Malone's ginger biscuit. This is so pretty. It is so, so, so pretty. It's like a spicy cinnamon cake. Like if you buy a cinnamon cake that has like a little bit of drizzle on top of it of like, you know, icing, or maybe even like cream cheese cupcake icing. It's sweet like that, but then it has that really pretty warm ginger cinnamon vibe. I haven't smelled the Joe Malone cinnamon biscuit or ginger biscuit, whatever it's called. But if it smells like this, which I'm told from people saying this is a great dupe for it, I can see why that fragrance is so popular, because this is good. This also has really good longevity on my skin. And it's a good layer. It smells really good with Vanilla 28 by Kayali, and it also smells really good with body oils that are like floral. I also really like this with jasmine forward scents. The jasmine and the ginger and that spice are just really pretty, because jasmine is kind of jammy sometimes. And with this, really, really good. So MIIC 44, if you see it, grab it. I found it back in like November, December, and I saw it the first time and sniffed it and walked around with it and put it back. Then found it another time, and my husband was like, that smells awesome. You need to get that. And I was like, well, I'm not buying it. So he bought it for me. The next one almost looks the same, the bottle. It's just a little lighter. This is 94. Now, this bottle has been through it. This bottle leaked like a bitch when I got it. But it was the first time I saw it, and look how I have to take it off. I have to be very, very careful because it pulls this off. And there's like liquid everywhere right now. Like I'm rubbing off liquid. Yeah. This is 44 or 94, excuse me. 94 is a blend of intense vanilla. What do we think this could potentially be imitating? What intense vanilla fragrance is very popular? And I just mentioned Vanilla 28 by Kayali. This is identical. They imitated the hell out of that. A lot of fragrance brands that do imitations are trying to imitate Vanilla 28. 94 by MIIC did it perfect. I love Vanilla 28. It's one of my favorite fragrances from Kayali. I will always have it in my collection. I will always layer with it. I will always wear it alone. And this smells just like it. Just like it. Nowhere near the longevity of it, and nowhere near the depth and composition of it, because that is such a composed well fragrance. But it definitely has the smell right up front. It is pretty. It is similar. It is great for layering. And it's really, really nice. And it's actually one of the 90. It's one of the larger bottles that I'm glad is a larger bottle, because I feel like I could wear this more. And it's one of the ones that actually lasts. So 94 is the Vanilla 28 MIIC. Now, this one is one that I may let go, but I'm going to try to wear it some more in the spring. It's my first one that I had no clue what it was, and it's MIIC 140. So 140 is a blend of floral fruity gourmand. Okay. And I was like, this is clean. This is green. It's pretty. It's like a green floral. I was like, okay, what is this? When you spray it, very fragrant, green, earthy. I don't get any of the word gourmand. I don't get anything candy or sweet. I get a very fragrant, clean scent. I almost kind of get like a cleaner scent, like a pine sol. I had no idea what it was. I actually messaged the MIIC brand and I said, what is 140? Are you ready for this? MIIC 140 is Lancome's La Vie est Belle, LVEB. I was shook. When they told me it was LVEB, I was like, what? But it is. I have smelled LVEB. I don't love LVEB. I have several flankers that I like better. This to me does not smell anything like LVEB. It has a little bit of that fruity like bite. But no, I don't know if I will hold on to this one. I don't wear it a lot. I don't really love the way it smells on me. I think it would smell better on somebody else, but I was shocked that it was LVEB. I was like, what? Even my dog is shocked. Hear him barking? He won't be quiet. The next one is also one that I'm kind of disappointed in, and I think I will let go. 39. 39 I found at TJ Maxx, and it is a blend of sensual honey floral. I actually found it when I found 140, both of them at TJ Maxx. This is 39 is the imitation of Fame by Lady Gaga, which is one of my favorite fragrances, and I still have my original bottle, and it still smells good. I blame it on the black liquid. That's why it's never gone bad. 39 doesn't really smell. That's the problem with 39. There's nothing there. It's like a pretty floral honey. It says sensual honey floral. Yeah, but it's not Fame. It has a hint of what Fame is, but Fame is so much stronger and more bold. Okja has recently come out with a Fame imitation that I'm thinking about getting because I want to try to find a good imitation of Fame because I only have my original bottle and eventually it will be gone. And I don't really want to pay the money for the bottles that are on eBay. Like smaller ones are all that I find and they're like hundreds of dollars. So I'm like, ugh. But I've had my bottle of Fame since it came out in 2012 and it still smells fine. So I could milk that bottle for probably 20 years. But I mean, I've milked it for over 10. This just doesn't remind me of Fame. This is another one of those that smells pretty, but it's its own thing. Also, I don't know how long I'll keep it. Now, my final one, this is one I also just recently got. And when I saw it, I was excited because I noticed a lot of people were saying it was a great imitation of what it is. And that's 120. This is my final bottle. I bought this at Marshall's. And this is a blend of floral and bourbon vanilla. What is bourbon vanilla popular in? Donna Born in Roma by Valentino. Does it smell just like it? Yeah. Just like, no. Like it, yes. It is better than the Okja imitation. Okja has an imitation called Empress, I think. But it gives you the Donna Born in Roma, but then it kind of like fades into some like fruity mess. This holds more of that vanilla bourbon and that jasmine that Donna Born in Roma has. The problem with this is the longevity is kind of crap, and the longer you wear it, it doesn't really smell like Donna Born in Roma. It just smells like a jasmine floral. It is pretty though. To the nose at first, it does smell a lot like it, but I don't know. Where it's imitating something that I already have and that I adore, it's hard for me to use this. I'm going to try to layer them, and it may end up being one that I let go as well. But I like it. It's my first one that has a different look for the bottle too. So that's my Mimic collection. I hope you guys enjoyed. I enjoy collecting Mimics. It's fun going to TJ Maxx and Marshalls and seeing which Mimic they have. It did for a while kind of become like a thing. Every time I was traveling out of town, I had to go to a TJ Maxx or a Marshalls because I wanted to see what Mimics they had. And it's kind of like cool to find a new Mimic in the wild and then figure out what it's imitating. So I've enjoyed that. That's been the most enjoyable side of Mimic hunting, is because you don't know which one you're going to get and which compound's out there and who is it imitating, what does it smell like, and yeah, it's just been fun, and I still like doing that. That's my other thing. Like when they go viral on the chats, I think it's fun to go out there and look for them because they're not very expensive and we can all talk about it. So that's my imitation breakdown from Mimic. Most of them, I would say it's like 70% are good imitations of what they are mimicking. However, some of them are just their own fragrance, and that's fine too, and I like them for that. But if you guys have any Mimics that I don't have, or Mimics that I did have and let go, let me know what you think about them. Let me know what you think about the collection, and I will see you in the next video.